Alright, well, I finished up the Telecaster. I got strings on it, which was a challenge. Apparently they make a tool for it, and I didn't have it. I ended up using a pair of clamps, hemostats, actually, to get the strings on. So, that was that, and I thought I'd talk about this guitar a little bit. This is not a Chibson, but it is close in a way. It is a, this guitar is a Dillion. I bought this guitar secondhand, and it was basically like new when I got it. There was still plastic on the back of it and everything, and this is why I wanted to talk about this in lieu or whatnot of the Chibsons, because the construction of this guitar is very similar. Now, Dillion, the company Dillion, you can buy these in the United States. There's a website for them, and then apparently the company had some sort of a split, and there's also a Canadian version. Now, what I've read online is that the American versions, the guy has them made in Korea, a factory in Korea, and some of the older ones, now this one I was told was one of the USA ones, but there are no identifying marks on it whatsoever. I don't see anything, but I was told also it's an older one. So, but now they come with made, it says something like made for Dillion something, USA something. But they're made in Korea. The Canadian ones are made in China, from what I understand, or from what I read online. Either way, the construction is very similar to a Chibson. This rosewood here, the neck is pretty good and everything. I'm not going to pick it apart like some people do with their Chibsons. I mean, the guitar is pretty stellar and everything. I mean, people are like, look, this little tiny little imperfection on this. Yeah, it's not a $3,000 guitar. You paid $200 for it. Like, and the thing looks stunning. So, yeah, but the construction is interesting because the neck appears to be rosewood, but it's awfully light, so I question whether it actually is rosewood or not. The top is obviously a photo or veneer of some kind. I did pull out the pickups. The pickups seem cheap. There's actually really good pots in it. So, but the pickups sound alright. I don't know how like microphonic they are or anything like that. And, you know, the switch functions. The body is multi-piece in the back. There is a heel joint and a scarf joint in this guitar. So that's pretty indicative of what you see in some of the Chibsons. Now, I will say that the heel joint makes me a little unsettled. I mean, it does feel like a weak point. But I think if you're careful with it, it's probably okay. And it's got, you know, kind of the Epiphone style bridge, and they do a headstock that looks somewhat similar to a Gibson, but it, you know, just has the rounded off top. The tuners are pretty good. I like them. I probably won't change them. It's hard to see there. Oh, there we go. And like I said, yeah, the body is multi-piece. There's I can see it. There's no veneer on the back. I did try and discover whether or not it is a veneer or a photo, and I believe it's a veneer. And I believe this guitar also has a cap, although I couldn't say for 100%. There's a lot of you know, stain and clear and stuff inside the pickup cavity, so that was hard to say. But I will say this guitar is heavy, and it is percussive. I mean, it definitely has a quality to it that is indicative of a big, heavy arch top. And I think if it had better pickups in it, even if these pickups weren't covered, I think would really make a difference in quality. The nut is plastic. It's the one thing I do want to change is this nut. It does not feel to be of quality whatsoever, and I think that'll make a big difference. The truss rod cover, everybody harps about their it's a piece of plastic that covers a hole. But this truss rod cover actually is the size of an LTD or ESP truss rod cover, so I'm not going to try and put a Gibson one on it, which although would be cool, but I'd have to drill another hole, and I don't want to do that, and this and that. So I had heard that these guitars, when they originally came out, were really high in quality. This one, like I said, is older, and of course it does have the less graduated horn. That's even if you go on their website now, that is something that they offer with these guitars. So obviously it's not, it's the body shape is different, the headstock is different, so they can put their name on it and sell them, and all that. So that's my video on my Dillion. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. It's not a Chibson, but the quality is similar, I believe. It leads me to believe that maybe it is a Chinese one. I'm not sure, and I don't know how to find out. But it's a big, heavy arch-top guitar, and it's definitely, it holds some quality. I'll be interested to see if the quality improves with the nut. I mean, and if it does, I mean, the quality's there. It's percussive. It's a pretty good guitar, which is why I bought it. And it's pretty. It's got a quilt and all that. So there it is. Not a Chibson, but pretty close. Check back.